Do, 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 do.
Peace up, A-Town down. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Hey, buddy.
Hola.
Sorry, I probably should have told you like 5:30, because just... Not that I have a commute, because I work at home now, but getting everything taken together from work and getting my shit together.
Yeah, that commute from your PC to your PC is really long.
Hey, I have to go from one room to the other room. Hi, Nikki.
I know.
Hold on, let me see. Talk.
Hello.
Yeah, I think your volume's good. People can tell me if it's too loud. I'm very excited to try this game on a PC that works now.
And have it look like the second game and not the first game.
Exactly.
Do you want me to send you like a quick snippet of like the first game, like what it looks like?
Yeah. Because I have to.
It looked identical.
I have to set up the. I have to see how this runs, anyways, because I don't remember if I told you, but this new PC that I have, it's basically the GPU has one HDMI and then three. What are the other things called? Not an HDMI, but I literally just ordered it on Amazon. DisplayPort. Thank you. DisplayPort. And I don't have any here, so I have to order them. So anyways, so the point is, one of my screens is connected to the GPU and one's connected to the CPU. So I have to make sure I put the game on the correct screen, is what I've been told. Neil, what's up, buddy? Okay. So let's see. Yes.
Alright, here.
Oh, where'd you send it? On Discord?
Yeah, so, this is on the 360.
Oh, also, I'm gonna drag you into the live stream.
Okay.
It doesn't, like, really matter, but, like, if someone wanted to be really annoying, they could jump into the watch things thing while I'm streaming and just, you know, yell obscenities or try to ruin my streaming career. Oh, it was on Xbox 360? That's hilarious. So you're saying... Yeah, hold on. Let me pause this music and put this on. God, it's just so much easier to do everything. Like, I swear to God, it used to be... Oops, minimize this. Just like going on Discord and like clicking a link and playing a video on stream used to be impossible to do with my freaking terrible laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a break from some
That's
homesteading.
possible.
Nice, Neil. Yeah, so let me pop this up. I need to do so much stuff. I need to clean up so much shit on my OBS. I literally just kind of like copy pasted it rather than actually fixing it. So like this weekend I need to just I have so much shit that just like sources that I never use and just clutter. Where the fuck is my browser thing? I'm getting there. Here we go. I found it. That is pretty much what it looks like on my computer.
I know.
Like, not even kidding.
The new game on the old graphics.
Oh, man. That's kind of crazy. Oh, that's way too loud. Oops. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Neil, I trust Chef, so it's okay. But otherwise, for any other comms that are not someone on Discord with me, oh yeah, I mute everything, because people are the worst. People just say all the worst things. All right, let me try and... I don't want to quit to desktop. I just want to move it over here. All right, we'll do that in a second. Boop, boop, boop.
'Cause
I
I've
forget,
also been
did you
playing
play-
a ton of? Oh, sorry.
No, I
Is
was
it?
gonna ask, have you played Arc Raiders? I don't remember.
Yeah, I play Arc Raiders.
They had a new update yesterday, apparently.
I have not played anything on computer in over a week. So I have
Why?
not been privy to any. Because I've been at my other house,
Oh.
dog sitting.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
No computer there, and the dog needs all the attention in the world.
Well, that's okay. Love on dogs.
She's a sweetheart, but God, is she needy. She's a COVID dog, so she just like wants to always be by your side in your lap, and her like owners are like older, like an older couple, so they have the time to do that. I'm just like, dog, I have to go to work and like, go to the bathroom. She like gets upset. I'm like, come on.
What kind of dog is it?
It's like a poodle mix thing.
That's cute. Borderless.
Yeah. Again, she's a sweetheart, she's wonderful, but yeah, I literally came over today I just came here, half hour ago, like right at 5. And so I'm going to leave her home alone for a couple hours while we do this, and then I'll go back over and take care of her. Just take a little break. She's fine if when I go to work, so this is not a problem. Gave her food, took her outside. She's good. Got her a bed, got a treat.
Okay, this might be a dumb question. In my graphics, my video adapter, my options are NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5070 or Radeon Graphics D3 D12.
What's
I don't know which
gonna
one.
be? It should be the NVIDIA, because that would be you have a NVIDIA graphics card, right?
Yeah.
The 50.
So why does it give me the other option? Whatever. So I just use the NVIDIA one. Okay.
Yeah.
5070. Is that what I got? I thought I got.
What? No. Did you get the 50? Yeah, you got the 5070.
Is that what I got?
Pretty sure.
I just got people. I was just like, "Hey, should I get this?" And people were like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Okay." I don't actually know what it is. But that's an easy find. It's right here. Blah 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 blah.
That's so stupid.
What?
That's sorry. I'm looking. So okay. So in Space Marine, you have daily and weekly like missions, right? And they give you like rewards and whatnot. They also have various modifiers, to make them like harder and easier at the same time. One of the modifiers for the weekly normal stratagem is pointing deals significant damage to the enemy you point to. So when you use the point emote.
Oh, the emote. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, the NVIDIA was the
Sounds so
answer.
stupid.
The AMD thing is, hey, Dragon. Sorry, I was looking at I was trying to figure out the settings for this
I
game.
think the AMD is your CPU.
Correct. Yep. All right. This game is this. Aha! Okay. So, should I just, like, fucking put the graphics as high as they go and see what happens?
Yeah, honestly, I think you could go max, and I think you'd be fine. Or if you want to go, like, a bit under max. I mean, like, let me check what I have. Video...
Oh, I think it already is. I see details ultra, effects high, ultra.
I'm on ultra for everything. Should be fine.
Dragon said I should go high first and check my task manager. Oh, because you're worried that my computer's gonna explode. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Because
also,
like
don't know what it. You're also streaming, so you might want to go like one down.
YOLO. Let's see what it looks like first. I at least want to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. You know how I know it's better? Because already, number one, it's loading faster. Number two, I'm not, one of the things that bothered me so much is I would look at my OBS and I would see the video that I can see of myself with the game. It would lag terribly. And I'm like, is that what my stream looks like? Or is that just what it looks like on the monitor?
Yeah.
Okay. Did it save my shit or do I have to redo it?
What do you mean, like?
Like, remember how I had to do the frickin' tutorial? Do I have to do the tutorial again?
No, you're fine.
Okay. I love that GIF, emoji, emote, Dragon. Sorry I missed stream. I got to Dragon's stream earlier in like the last 5 seconds or before she rated out because work was so busy today. Oh, we're already in a party? Okay, cool.
For the Emperor!
How do I do the point emote?
For the Emperor!
Hold down B.
You got rated after stream? Hold on. For me, I don't have a B because I'm playing on a remote. I mean, I could just use B, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't know what I did. X. All right. B. Oh. Oh, so you rated out again. Oh.
The Cadians have lost control of the orbital guns. We are to recapture them.
Oh. Is it this way?
Those guns in great waves. I'm impressed the Cadians held out this long.
Yeah. Okay. I wonder what the equivalent of that is. Nerdy, hello.
Brothers Lirio, Altarius, and Alien make up the rest of our squad.
You're just
Have any
wrong.
of you faced Tyranids before?
Nerdy came in here to say my voice isn't sexy and I'm a solid 4 out of 10. My future wife would disagree. She would think I'm at least a 2.5 out of 10. Oh, how about that? Chef disagrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least a 5.
Yeah. So take that.
Also, so we can do the campaign or the extra missions, whichever you prefer.
Let's do the extra missions.
Okay. So I think you pick it up from here.
Because I gotta figure out the
machine
controls
right here.
again. It's okay, Dragon. Nerdy and I have a nice little banter back and forth.
This one.
This one what? Oh.
This machine, brother.
This thing. Mission terminal. I don't recall. I don't think I picked on you. I think I was very nice and reasonable.
So you go to the PvE tab at the top. So go back.
That makes more sense. Yep.
Yes. So you're in campaign.
Which one do we want to do? Operation, Siege, Stratagem.
I would not say siege. I would say operations. You also can't do stratagems. You're too low level.
Wait. So what did you say? Do which one? Operations.
Operations.
Okay. And do you want to pick something or just do quick match?
I would just do quick. Well, yeah, probably just quick match. I don't think it really matters for you.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Which class did I like? I remember I didn't like one of them. Oh yeah, I didn't like the hammer
You didn't
guy.
like assault.
Yeah, I'll just do tactical again. Just to...
Oh, I'm playing tactical right now, but I'll swap.
Okay.
I was say if you want to do bulwark.
Yeah, I'll do something different. How do I like reselect?
No, okay, so here, hit, come with me.
Okay. How do I sprint? I figured it out. Everyone be nice. No one needs to bully anyone. Except for me. I'll bully everybody.
And then you just choose your class here.
Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, so what did you say? Try bulwark? Is this tanky tank?
Yeah, that's like shield and melee and everything. For your melee weapon, I would recommend the power axe.
Power axe, okay.
It's just like, I mean, you can use whatever you want, but power axe is considered like the meta option.
I just did
so
something
if you
by accident. I just mastered it or something.
That's fine.
Okay.
Not that big a deal.
All right.
Just go to the perk tree on it. So click on the weapon again
to
and
perk
go to
tree.
perk tree.
Perk
It's
tree.
in the bottom middle. Yeah. And then you just click one of the options below. Probably
Attack
want
speed.
like I would just say melee damage.
Yeah. Okay. Boop, boop.
So essentially, when you masterwork a weapon, you get a perk point you can use in this perk pool, and the perk pools open up further as you unlock like more tiers of the weapon.
Okay, and you just do that from getting experience.
Yeah, just using the weapon. Essentially, you can like quickly masterwork an item by just sorry, what's the word? By quickly by using materials.
Uh-huh.
But like you get so many of like the green material that it's not a big deal to do it for like the low level ones.
Okay.
But like so it's more so in the realm of like masterworking the first
Hi,
one
Hyper.
is a little pointless because you still have to use it to get experience for like the next level of like greens. So it's not worth masterworking the first one. If you want to masterwork one of the next ones and then just use the one you prefer of the two greens to get to the purple, that's a fine way to do it, so you don't need to use both. But then like purple and gold onwards, you still can use your materials, but you're gonna have a lot less like purple and gold materials, and there's other uses for them, so it's not as valuable to just masterwork items with it. And you need so much XP to get to gold tier, so it's just like, might as well just use it.
Oh, I hope you get to... Wait, you're not hungry yet, you said? Oh, okay. Drink water. How's the snow sitch, Hyper? I think Hyper got 2 feet of snow yesterday. You ready?
Well, we can't go because Drunken Moose is tactical.
Oh,
Gonna have to switch, buddy.
can we just kick him out or something?
Yeah, you could. Oh, he's teleporting over there to swap. Okay.
I'm excited to use my axe.
Yeah, I actually haven't used the power axe yet. That's like a newer weapon, quote unquote, after like I stopped playing, and came back. So I wasn't using it. I'm still on the lowest level for it. I don't know how it works, so I can't help you at all. You'll have to learn it yourself.
Yeah.
And he chose Bulwark. No, it's the old. Oh
Wait,
my
that's what I
God.
am?
Yeah, it's what you are.
Oh.
Oh, that idiot.
I haven't had a date in forever. Date like the fruit thing.
I've never eaten a date.
I think Keeks is allergic to them. Or figs. No, I think she's allergic to figs. Wait, you got 14 more inches today? What'd you say, Chef?
In my eyes, they're the exact same fruit. Figs
I
and
think
dates.
they're maybe in the same family? I don't know, actually. Oh, total this Sunday, Monday. You want me to switch?
You can. No. Don't. You're host. You can kick this guy if you want. If you don't want to wait. We'll find another person.
Yeah. Bye.
I don't know how to actually kick.
It said vote to kick.
Well, he swapped, so.
Okay,
well, it's
unvote.
assault, so. There we go.
Yay. Alright, let's see if I can remember how to play this. Also, the other thing that's cool that I really like is now I have the... Oh, thank you for the sip. Yeah, some of the things work. Tonight, after I'm done with the stream, I'm gonna actually go... I still haven't actually gotten a chance to really go in and fix the Firebot stuff. But some of the stuff works, and then some of it I need to go into. The other thing I want to do is, I've seen people more lately, or maybe I'm just more observant now. I see a lot of streamers, they have these like super shiny outlines of their camera. So if I want to be less scuff and more legit streamer boy, I think I need a shiny border around my camera.
Our Vox transmissions are not reaching the astropathic relay station.
All right, I'm gonna pay
The source
attention.
of the interference lies in heretic-occupied territory. Locate and destroy whatever is jamming our communications.
Also, did I say thank you for the sip? Thank you for the sip. Oh, I need to fix the timing of that.
You will be on your own from here. The Emperor protects.
We have landed, Damocles. Communications will be inhibited from here on.
Oh, well, I would still use green screen. It would just be also like a little order thing. Okay, hold L to enter block stance, which protects you from variable. Okay, so I have a shield basically. And then that's my gun. And then that's my hammer. And then this is how I aim my gun. Yeah, I don't remember how to do anything.
Tyranid Vanguard!
All right, I'm coming. Whee! Hiya! Damn it, I forget how do you execute things? Depends on the weapon, right?
No, it's the same button.
Imperial forces risk
I don't know
being
what it'll be
overrun.
for you. If you're on
Let
keyboard
us
and mouse
intervene
right now, then it's E.
I'm on controller. I will figure it out. Oh, that was cool. I don't even know how I did that. Did a little spinny thing. What the hell is... Oh, you can charge up this pistol thing, huh? Cool.
Yeah, so you're on plasma pistol.
We owe you our lives.
Wait, how close are you to the end of Reaper, Hyper?
We might be the last ones here.
The treachery.
All right, I'm paying attention. Whee!
Where is their locus?
Whee!
The unnatural aura.
Only halfway. Okay,
The
keep me
Xenos have
posted.
been throwing themselves at some odd-looking barrier nearby. Probably the only reason they haven't overrun us. You might be after the same thing.
Also, don't be afraid to use your frag grenades. Because of my character build, you regenerate one every 60 seconds.
Oh, really? Cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's like the best ability on the class I'm playing. And it's funny enough, it's the first major upgrade you get.
Oh, that's really useful.
Yeah. I mean, like, there are decent other ones, but,
I mean, one
just
free
like
grenade every 60 seconds is pretty dope.
honestly, at higher levels of, like, mission, it's massive. Because every 60 seconds you get a melt-a-bomb, which is just like a mini nuke in your pocket, essentially.
Oh, that's cool. Wait, chapter banner ability, deploy a banner. Oh yeah, you used this last time, I remember that.
Yeah, it just like gives you constant health and stuff. Well, not constant health, armor. There is a upgrade for it. No, I don't want that. There is an upgrade for it. That I think does. It gives you health back when you do finishers. That's what it is. Which can be, again, it's probably one of the best upgrades you can get for it at higher levels.
Oh, there's a data slate here.
Yeah, that's for you, buddy.
Oh, you don't need that? Okay.
No, I already got it. I don't have all of them, but that one I know for a fact I have.
And hideous cackling laughter. There are a few of us survivors.
Oh, I just realized. I have no idea how loud this game is.
Cannot yet find. Eric will lead half the group through the reliquary.
Oh, it seems okay.
I will lead the others through the tomb vaults. We stay ahead of the slavering one's men, whose minds fester with knowing devotion to a demon whose name I dare not speak. We are caught and denied us the nepenthe of a swift death.
Wait, where did you go? I just saw you. I see Drunky Mouse.
One of us, they say.
Right behind you.
Oh, okay.
One of us will be host. I am the leader. This should be my curse, but Eric, he brims with the potential greater than
I'm using
my
a
own.
melt-a-gun right now. It's super
In
fun.
the depths of despair, I change. I offer him over me.
This axe is
It'll
sick.
Yeah, the axe is cool. Later on, you can shield bash, by the way.
Oh, really? How do I?
I don't know what the button is for you, but
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Something you can do. And one of the upgrades
Oh, I
for
found
it
it.
is you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. One of the upgrades later is you hold it down and you like channel electricity into your shield,
Oh, that's cool.
and then just like charge forward. And you can use it both as like damage / stagger ability, but also just as a pure movement ability.
The changer of Wade shall never be.
Is this? It says capture it. Am I not supposed to be in the circle?
No, you stand in the circle.
Okay.
It must be cleansed. Together, brothers, we must cast out the blasphemer's sorcery. Show the heretics our will.
Do you see this gun I'm using?
Yeah, it's sick.
Oh, look at all these guys spawning in. Kabam!
Blam! Oh, I did the shield bash. I have an eyeball in my hand. Oh, I destroyed it.
Sorcerer, Ultima stands triumphant over your petty gods.
Self-deprecating? Is that what you meant? Dragon? Oh. Oh, I shouldn't have gone in there, I'm guessing. Oh, I'm gonna use this thing. Get to my little banner thing. Armor. Dragon, how was that game you played? What is it called? Alto? Auto?
A well-fought victory, brothers.
Aloft. Oh, you don't like it? What do you not like about it? Is it just boring, or? You've been networking since you rated out. Good for you. The networking's hard. Where did my friends go? Oh, did you go into this demon portal thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm coming! Janky in a not good way. Ah.
Follow me through.
Oh, it tells me the controls right here. Okay, light combo, R1, 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 Whirl slash, any moment of the combo, R1. Any moment of the combo, R1, R1. While evading, while sprinting, R1. Power stance, stance after perfect parry. I don't remember how to parry. Shield bash, this, shield rush. Like, okay. Yeah, it doesn't tell me. All right. Yeah.
Look, another altar. It must sustain this dome. We grant the traitors a just reward for their heresy. Death.
Oops.
Our banner wins unrest. That is heresy. Honor our captive color. Sending fragment.
This game's fun, man. Also, I just want to point out, 0 performance issues.
Nice.
Like, when I've played... Oh, that's how you execute. Okay. Like, when we've played Night Rain and stuff, and this game, sometimes the lag is... I don't say anything, because I'm not going to be like, oh, this isn't fun. But sometimes it's like... I'm just swinging, and it's delayed by, like, 3 seconds, and I'm like, well...
weapon malfunction.
Yeah,
boy.
no, that is unfortunate when it happens.
I'm gonna die. Hold on, I think I have a shit. I'm dead.
I do not go willingly into death clutch.
I really need to figure out how to parry. I found out how to,
Mortal wound.
Did you bring me back? Okay. I found out how to execute, but
No heretics remain.
I would definitely look up the parry button while you have some time right now. That is
Yeah.
the most important fact for that class, but also this game in general is like parry's one of the biggest things you can.
so parry is C. So what do I think C would be on a controller? C is
It should
probably.
have controller options like to swap to for controls.
Teammates will pounce.
Let me see.
Well, I feel like it should have been, but I guess not.
We must breach the cathedral.
It's probably like maybe clicking one of the joysticks, probably right joystick.
Right joystick is execute. Left joystick is
Okay.
sprint. R1 is like simple melee attack. R2 is shoot the gun. L1 is my shield. L2 is aim the gun. So let's see.
Unleashing
Circle's
strike
grenade. X is dodge. Triangle, oops. Triangle's my armor thing.
It is LB, left bumper.
Oh, thank you. Oh, I see, I see. When I hold L left bumper, it's the shield, but if I tap L1, it's parry.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for looking that up.
Did I get disconnected? I did.
What happened? You got disconnected?
Yeah, I guess I did. I'll join back. That was weird.
Was it a me issue? It's loading. Oh, it says connection lost.
I think the server just crashed.
Oh. Bummer. Should I just continue offline?
No, I just went back to the main menu.
Oh.
Unfortunate.
I'm just gonna reboot because I accidentally hit offline mode. Well, now I know how to parry.
Congrats.
I like this class actually. I think it's a little better for me to play when I suck. So like with the shield, I theoretically can die less frequently.
Yeah, also when you're running, you hold the shield up so it blocks incoming range damage from your front.
Now
But-
it does that. Do I have to hold the shield button down, or does it automatically?
It does that passively.
Oh,
It
that's
does
neat.
automatically. The only thing though is like sniper shots and everything. You won't take damage from them if your shield is up, but they will knock you over.
Oh, interesting.
So it's
Okay.
like, so just be aware of that. So it's
Okay.
like, yeah, you can block it and you won't take damage, but it will knock you to the side. And like, if you're getting swarmed or running from things, then they'll just like jump on you. So you gotta be ready for that.
I'm gonna save this. Update PTZ. Space Marine. So I remember you saying that you just think that the operations are more fun, but is the campaign like, is it like cool or?
Yeah, the campaign's great.
Okay.
It's just like the operations are kind of the same as the campaign in a sense. Like a lot of the operations missions mirror the campaign. Essentially, it's other so in operations, let's say you're playing as Squad B, and so Squad B is off doing, Objective B while Squad A does Objective A, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
In the same area, which is kind of neat. And so like in the campaign, you kind of hear about them like doing the mission or like them talking about the mission afterwards,
Okay.
which is neat. The big difference though, so to say, Operations to campaign is campaign has no classes. You're just you. There's like your ability is one ability you have for the entire game. So it's just like Operations a bit more fun because you can build a loadout. You have the upgrades for your character as you level up, and like you can make a build. You have the different classes with their different like signature abilities and so forth. So it's just like it's a bit more interesting. It's a bit more for like you the player to do, but I don't think the campaign for it is bad in any ways. I just think you making a character and trying out the characters and all the weapons would be more fun.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because in the campaign, you don't get certain weapons that aren't available to like the classes. Like Bulwark is not a thing in the campaign at any point.
Are you getting my
Like,
invite?
you never get a shield. I'm not.
Is it possible?
Actually,
Actually, what?
no, I think it was my side.
Okay.
Because like
There you
it
go.
had
All right.
Steam as me and offline for a while. Or not off, yeah, and off. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think Steam servers honestly might have gone down. I could be wrong.
All right. Let's select a mission.
Yeah, I usually do quick match because it gives you bonus XP, but I mean that one was also just like. I don't think the quick match gave us bonus or would have given us bonus XP, but it's still like. I don't really know the missions by heart or by name, and like they're all new to you, so what does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. I am curious though how many there are. What is it? There's like 10 different operations.
Yeah, it's like 10 to 12.
So when you go into the place, you just recognize what it looks like, and the mission's the same every time. Or
yeah,
no?
for the most part. It's usually the intro, because like it's only like 3 planets, I think. Yeah, it's 3 planets, so it's like 4 missions each. So some look a little similar, but most of the time it's they're unique in their own right. Yeah, so we're in the same mission we just did.
Okay. And now I know the
Fine, you'll get to
controls.
see the yeah. I'm getting all your invites right now.
Yeah, I clicked it a lot. That's why I was like, are you getting these?
Yeah, I think it was just something on Steam side.
Lies in heretic occupied territory. Locate and destroy whatever is.
Yay. All right.
You will be on your own from here. The Emperor protects.
We have landed then, please.
The other thing
Communications will
too
be in
is, so I believe you have the plasma pistol right now.
Understood.
Yeah.
Plasma pistol is not bad. I still think the heavy bolter pistol is better. But that's kind of just like a personal preference thing.
Yeah, I kind of want to just like try everything.
Yeah.
So
It's more so along the lines of the plasma pistol has theoretically higher damage than the heavy bolter. What it requires you to charge up shots. So I like the heavy bolter because I can just aim at all the little dudes, and if I get headshots, it just insta kills everything.
right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So like, you know, it's not a big deal. And I just got a new one. I got the heroic version. I don't think it's equipped though right now, because I'm trying to level up all of my other ones. But essentially, it has like way higher damage and headshots to kill.
I just saw what you were saying with the shield, by the way, with the sniper. How it like knocks me back, but it doesn't do damage. Which is neat.
Yeah, it's very helpful. It's just so there are upgrades to where like after you do a heavy melee or after an execution, you become immune to like knockback for 10 seconds or whatever it is, which can be very helpful at times. You just need to, you know, have a build and be aware that you have that bonus going.
You wanna? Oh no! Something got on top of me. I'm gonna tell you something embarrassing. So I think it was like yesterday or the day before. Someone said instead of iframes, they said invincibility frames, and I never
You're like,
knew.
what's that?
So I knew that's what it meant, right? that it was like when there's iframes, you don't take damage. But I never connected the dots to realize the I stood for invincibility. I thought it stood for some tech. I don't know what I thought. But it was so funny because I heard it and I was like, oh. after years and years of hearing it.
Honestly, it's kind of adorable. It's just like, oh, you sweet summer child.
Yeah, I just didn't realize it.
No, I get that. I've done the same thing with certain things.
Yeah. Neil, you started using Bulwark with Axe lately. Yeah, Chef told me to use the Axe. The Axe is dope.
Picking up Empyrean emanations from that shield.
And I like the shield because I'm not good.
Probably the only melee weapon I would stay away from is the hammer, because it's two-handed weapon, so you lose your shield. It is still a good weapon, but really only when you have the heroic version of it.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I was really gonna like it, but it was also the first time I played and I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, so it's on its own, it sucks. Like it's really, it's just not a good weapon. The reason the heroic one is like, yeah, this is acceptable as a usable weapon, is every time you do a heavy attack, which is basically all you do with the
hammer.
With the hammer, is you leave like a shock grenade, like area of effect on the ground. So
that's
it's
cool.
Really good for like crowd control, and on the
have a good lurk, Dragon. Have a good shower.
It has upgrades that make it so like damage area effects on the grounds deal increased damage over time, and also like targets in the fields take additional damage. So it's like you can build around it.
Yeah,
to make it
that makes
pretty
sense.
Effective.
You can make it build.
Yeah, it's like the only time that weapon is good is the very final unlock for it, which is really expensive to get. And then also like on that one class, everyone else it's kind of useless.
Where are you? So me and Sniper are lost.
Down here. It's the same
I see
path
you.
we took
I see
before.
you.
Yeah.
You think I was paying attention last time? I just look for where you are and run there.
Another thing to watch out for is there's one. I think there's one over here, just to show you.
Oh, hello.
Deploying fragmentation.
Yeah, so those guys are the ones calling reinforcements. Either stop them by doing enough damage, or hitting them with like a heavy attack will stop their reinforcement call. Oh, okay, over here, brother. This is the thing I want to show you. So in case you hadn't already guessed, you see this box right here? If you roll into it, it drops items.
Oh.
So if you see like
equipment found.
Yeah, let's keep going because there's a enemy wave spawning behind us. We don't really want to deal with.
Okie dokie. Now I'm just trying to remember how to do the execute with the gun. I think you just aim and then...
No, you don't need to aim. It's when you dodge a attack by like actually using the dodge ability, not by blocking.
Oh, okay.
False Emperor holds no sway here. Are your mind to the Titan? The changer of ways shall never be thwarted. Elusive bastard! We cannot break that barrier by force.
Oh, putting down armor. Where am I? No!
Yep, use it to save
I'm trying!
yourself if you need.
Oh, I did. Okay. Are those grenades? Yep.
Together, brothers, we must cast out the blasphemous sorcerer. Show the heretics our will is stronger. We will prevail.
Grab the eyeball.
Grabbing it. Smash it. Smash the eyeball.
We have sacked the traitor tribe.
Yeah, parry.
Also, you do not need to see the blue circle to parry something. That is just like a warning on.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so it's basically a warning of like certain attacks coming in from like off screen. But if you see anything going to melee you, you can just parry it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
It's like Dark Souls, you know, Dark Souls parry.
Yeah, yeah. I did not
Oh,
realize
there's a baby.
that. A baby?
Yeah,
A
the
baby.
baby.
I forget, did you play Dark Souls, the first one?
I'm playing it right now, actually.
Have you played it before?
No.
Okay, well then I don't want to spoil it, but I killed a boss.
I know pretty much everything.
Okay, I killed the butterfly boss and it was really satisfying.
Oh yeah, I killed that my first try.
Are you melee?
Yeah.
Okay, well fuck you.
I had a little bit of pyromancy, but I mainly just did melee damage to it.
I didn't have any health potions the first time, and I stumbled in there by accident, because I didn't know what was there.
That'll do it.
And I think it's the first boss that is ranged, even though obviously you can't hit it because it comes down. But yeah, I didn't have any pots, and oh, I wanted to execute.
Yeah, that'll.
Then I almost beat it because it's not that hard. You just have to be patient.
Yeah. I had the Drake blade, so I was just doing like so much damage against it. I was like, alright, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely helps. Oops. Whoopsie.
You don't know how much time I spent trying to kill the Drake with that bow before I realized, oh, it's regenerating health every time it goes back to its nest,
yes.
and it's not dying.
Yeah. Alright, well I'm gonna use this thing, because... Well, I actually don't need to, never mind. Does anyone else need armor? No.
I'm a little low, but I'll get it back soon. I'm not super afraid.
Picking up extra rounds. Administering stims.
Yeah, there we go. Once you're out of combat, you regenerate all your armor anyway, so like, not a huge deal. There's a dude
And
down
how do you
there
regenerate
chilling.
health? I mean, if you have a stim, you can use that, but otherwise...
It's just stim or certain abilities. That's
Okay.
it.
Fresh magazine.
Yeah, like stim is pretty, or like health is very valuable.
Wreck the infernal altar. The barrier is no more.
Let us see how the traitors fare against the Xenos.
The traitor's jammer is likely set up in that cathedral. Let us move.
Wait, are these people good or bad?
Oh, these are chaos troops.
No, like the
So
people.
Yeah, they're bad.
Oh, they're
Chaos
bad?
troops.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck them.
yeah, they're humans that turn to chaos.
Okay, that makes sense why he was shooting me. I thought they were good guys, so I never attacked them.
No. They all lied. Yeah, if they're blue, they're bad. Any allies are gonna be like in green armor, like these guys here. These are the Cadians. They're like our
Oh, the
basic
dead
soldiers.
guys. Okay.
Yeah. There's health right here if you want one. I don't know if you need extra stims. Null 2.
I did. Whee!
Must assemble here.
Tyrannocytes. The heretics have been freed now.
Well done, brothers. All according to plan.
Yeah, so right now the Xenos are now attacking the heretics, so it's a battle on technically 3 fronts.
Wait, so the Xenos are the bug things, and then the heretics are the humans?
Chaos. Yeah, chaos. Well,
Hey,
quote
Bubba.
unquote humans.
Hope you're doing well. All right, Nikki, sounds good. Get home safe.
The chaos is chaos. Like, humans are, yeah, like a part, or like can fall to chaos and become a part of it, but it's like its own thing. It's not just humans. It's also just like monstrosities and whatnot. And also it depends on like, oh, here, grab this.
It's from
Oh, yay.
Chaos is also like, it depends which chaos faction you're talking about. In this game, it's only one of them, but there's like, there's a bunch of factions.
Alright,
we can
Bubba,
just run
drive home
past all
safe.
this. So just run behind me.
Okay.
Follow me.
Hope the doctors was okay, Bubba. Thank you for Lurky. Yeah, rip that guy's head off.
a dark path. Take all you can carry.
Peace.
Unleashing frag grenade.
What does it mean when there's like a circle over a person? Does that just mean I have them in my target vision, or?
Like the blue circle or the red circle?
No, there's like, if I'm looking at an enemy, there's a little tiny white circle over them. Maybe it means I can lock on. I think it means I can lock on.
Oh yeah, that probably is what it is. I never do that feature. It's like kind of annoying.
Oh, I can disable it?
No, I just don't lock on anything.
Oh, oh yeah, okay.
I like never use that feature. It's just not helpful. Like in a horde game mode, why would you ever use that?
Yeah.
You can just keep running.
Down we go, brothers, to the source of this corruption.
Ow. Coming!
An army of war marches on.
Ow. Oh my god! My armor!
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Hi! I got my armor thingy down.
Deep scan ready. Fresh magazine in.
Ow. Oh. Yeah. All right, I'm starting to get the hang of this a little bit more. Starting to execute.
Defeat the host of madness. Face
Fuck this guy. Oh, also, come over here, brother.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Yes.
see this thing?
Uh-huh.
These are hidden around missions. And if you find them, you get like resources.
Okay.
That you use in the menu to like buy weapons and other stuff. But they have like, they do have set spawns, but it'll randomly be at like any of those potential spawns.
Oh, okay.
Objective on the other side.
I don't know all the spawns. I just kind of check all the corners as I'm progressing the map if I'm able to.
What is this computer about?
It's just to progress the mission.
Oh.
Descending.
Anything that
Watch
says
your
interact is just perk goats and dexterity, pretty much. Also, a few more days, we get the new class.
Ooh, that's right. Time's flying.
Lift malfunction. We must capture those components to restart the lift.
I'll go get the lift thing if you want to, the kill thing.
Silence that spearman's clacking beat.
Look at you on your little skateboard. Or hoverboard. Ow. Oh yeah, I did the thing. Ow.
Timers initiated. By the host. We need to authorize the left terminal before it times out.
The second console's by you, Butter, if you want to grab that.
Okay. Yep. Boop.
This controls the door.
Oh boy.
Launching fragment.
Woo.
Story lighter.
So much chaos, even. These are one of the harder enemies in the game at high levels.
Oh. Orange means cannot parry, can only dodge.
Yeah, you have
Okay.
to dodge it.
We have put down the foul
Yeah,
dog.
those like meatball things are probably the hardest enemy in the game.
Yeah, they
Or,
were.
well, not hardest, most annoying, because I 100% know you didn't notice. There's 3 different versions of them.
3 different
and
versions of the
each one-
meatballs.
Yeah, but they all look identical. They're like marginally different, and each one has different combos that you have to parry in different ways, like timing-wise, and it's really annoying to deal with. And yeah, like at later levels, they can just like stun lock you.
Sending fragment. Swapping magazine.
But yeah, they can just like combo you into oblivion, and you just can't do anything about it. You just
Yeah,
get
that's
stun
annoying.
locked.
Wish we could have hit this pit from orbit.
Okay, so for this part, you just follow me,
Okay.
and then there will come a point where you just need to, just dodge, essentially, or put down your, banner.
Okay.
That we survive. So we just have to be running towards,
Summon all your courage,
Ow.
for we face a demon host. sever its ties to those who
Sorry, I'm like trying to do things and talk.
No, it's okay.
We just have to run towards these, stand in them like we've been doing the entire mission, and just survive waves of enemies as they come at us.
Okay.
For all intents and purposes, we want to do this as quick as possible.
Okay.
Because he's going to start throwing stuff at us, like this, and it does a lot of damage. So, like, the longer we take to get through these,
All right. I got the eyeball.
I mean, we're at we're at the lowest difficulty, so it's not like as big a deal as it is in higher
Right. But you're
levels,
still explaining the concept.
Yeah, I just want you to be like used to the way it will go. Like, I've done this on like basically what would be the highest difficulty or second highest difficulty, and you just are like speed running this, and your bulwark is just like putting down banner, and with one of the upgrades, the banner lasts like way shorter, but you regenerate armor 300% faster.
Oh, that's cool.
And so like you can just stand in his damage and just not take anything. The other thing too is like when one person's breaking the thing, the other two just run to the next one to get started.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I sense your racist desires. The hour of their banality.
Oh. Execute.
Rally and return!
Will soon be born.
Also, if you see anyone outlined in yellow, those are the guys to go after. They take extra damage. by
Okay.
ability. And to know where the next one is, just look for the chain connected to him. It'll guide you to the next location.
Oh, okay. Yep, that makes sense. Thanks, Nikki.
I don't know if you have your flag, but you can put it down now.
Yep, I do.
Seek cover!
There's also an upgrade for the flag as well, where it does just like constant pulse damage around it, which can be pretty nice.
Oh,
just,
that's
like,
cool.
Getting rid of all the trash mobs.
Yeah. Oof.
It's less useful in Chaos. It's not bad, but because like the Chaos minions are just lots of like guys with guns, they don't really get as close to you as say like the Tyranids, where most of the smaller dudes are all melee units, so they just like rush you.
Do we get to kill this thing now?
We just killed it.
Oh, okay, okay.
So essentially, it was trying to summon itself into that dude's body, but we broke all the tethers that were like connecting it to this realm. So
Cool.
it's being sucked back into the void.
Very pretty.
Technically, like
Eliminate the
Yeah.
demon host. Yeah.
Cool. That was neat.
I think that's considered one of like technically one of the easier like hard missions in the game, because the only really hard part is that very last part. But if you do it right and do it really fast, it's not that bad. Because like most of the rest of the mission, you can actually just run past a lot of the enemies, just like get to where you need to go. It's just the elevator part and the final part.
Hold on, I need to, I'm gonna take a break. I have a family member who's calling me for a medical thing. So,
Go for it. I'm gonna get some water.
okay, sounds good.
Took the rolls, if they ain't cutting, then I put them on foot patrol. How you like me now when my pinky's valued over 300,000? Let's drink, you the one to please. Ludacris fill cups like double D. Me and Ursh once more when we leaves them dead. We want a lady in the street, but a freak in the bed that say. Take that and rewind it back. Lil Jon got the beat to make your booty go. Take that, rewind it back. Usher got the voice to make your booty go. Take that, rewind it back. Ludacris got the flow to make your booty go. Take that, rewind it back. Lil Jon got the beat to make your booty go.
Usher on that last one. Up first, some familiar music. Taio Cruz leading the way.
I came to dance, 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 dance. I hit the floor cause that's my plans, 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 plans. I'm wearing all my favorite brands, 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 brands. Give me some space for both my hands, 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 hands. You, cause it goes on and on and on. And it goes on and on and on. Yeah, I throw my hands up in the air sometimes, saying ayo. Gotta let go. I wanna celebrate and live my life, saying ayo, baby let's go. Cause we gon' rock this club, we gon' go all night. We gon' light it up like it's dynamite. Cause I told you once, now I told you twice. We gon' light it up like it's dynamite. I came to move, 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 move. Get out the way of me and my crew, 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 crew. I'm in the club, so I'm gonna do just what the folk came here to do. Yeah, cause it goes on and on and on. And it goes on and on and on. Yeah, I throw my hands up in the air sometimes, saying ayo, gotta let go. I wanna celebrate and live my life, saying ayo, baby let's go. Cause we gon' rock this club, we gon' go all night. We gon' light it up like it's dynamite. Cause I told you once, now I told you twice. We gon' light it up like it's dynamite. I'm gonna take it all. I'm gonna be the last one standing. Higher overall. I'm gonna be the last one landing. Cause I believe it. And I just want it all. I just want it all. I'm gonna put my hands in the air. Hands in the air. Put your hands in the air. I throw my hands up in the air sometimes, saying ayo, gotta let go. I wanna celebrate and live my life, saying ayo, baby let's go. Cause we gon' rock this club, we gon' go all night. We gon' light it up like it's dynamite. Cause I told you once, now I told you twice. We gon' light it up like it's dynamite.
Right now, we're hitting the road, got some driving music lined up. Troye Sivan up first.
Everybody loves you, baby. You should trademark your face. Lining on the block to be around you. But baby, I'm first in place. Face card, no cash, no credit. Yes, God, don't speak, you said it. Look at you, skip the application interview. Sweet like marabou. Look at you. Give me a call if you ever lonely. I'll be like one of your girls or your homies. Say what you want, but I'll keep it a secret. You got the key to my heart and I need it. Give me a shouldn't show that way. But nobody wants you bad as I do. Baby, let me plead my case. Face card, no cash, no credit. Yes, God, don't speak, you said it. Look at you, pop the culture iconography, standing right in front of me. Look at you. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Usually I put something on TV, so we never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood, laying on the screen. You just need a better life than this. You need something I can never give. Fake water all across the road. It's gone now, the night is come. But sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. You can't fight it, you can't breathe. You say something so loving, but now I gotta let you go. You'll be better off in someone new. I don't wanna be alone. You know it hurts me too. You look so broken when you cry. One more and then I say goodbye. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. I just wonder what you're dreaming of when you sleep and smile so comfortable. I just wish that I could give you that look that's perfectly unsaid. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Heat waves been faking me out. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. Heat waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. my drugs and took my love, and when I left out the spot, I left the party with the Barbie marking X on the dot. She calls my phone up, but I told her I'm a loner. But she likes my watch and my drop top and my persona. We hit the highway 155 with my whole foot on the dash. She's in my air, she's got no fear. She could care less if we crash. But on my radar, I've got some nerve to play hard. I waited for my chance. We're playboys, we don't take. That's my heart. Speeding car going 90 in the rain. She took my heart, filled it with nothing but pain. This beat in my hands, it's not for romance. I wanna stay, but playboys, we don't dance, dance, dance. So I won't dance again. Oh baby, no I won't dance again. Oh yeah, no I won't dance again. No I won't dance again. Pretty baby, ooh. Facing the daylight, wasting time in the stars in the sky. She's got my pager, blankets of love fall on my eyes. Then I'm reminded, love don't come till you find it. I just hope that it's working. I'm yearning, I'm searching. The after party was on Wilson and 73rd. You got the notion that somebody else was with me first. But on my radar, you had some nerve to play hard. You took away my chance. We're playboys, we don't take. That's my heart. Speeding car going 90 in the rain. She took my heart, filled it with nothing but pain. This beat in my hands, it's not for romance. I wanna stay, but playboys, we don't dance, dance, dance. So I won't dance again. Oh baby, no I won't dance again. Oh yeah, no I won't dance again. No I won't dance again. Pretty baby, ooh. Throwing petals like, do you love me or not? Head is spinning and it don't know when to stop. You said forever, babe, did you mean it or not? Hold on, hold on. You leave me on red, babe, but I still get the message. Instead of a line, it's 3 dots, but I can connect them. And if it ain't right, babe, you know I respect it. But if you need time, just take your time. Honey, I get it, I get it, I get it. Way you got me all in my head. Think I'd rather you in my bed. Whatever it is, you know I can take it. I'm counting the days, how many days till I can see you again. Blowing kisses like will you catch 'em at night? I'm Cupid with arrows, babe, I'm just shooting my shot. If I could get in, drop me a pin, hop in the and come over. Don't wanna be friends, just skin to skin. I wanna get closer and closer and closer. The way you got me all in my head. Think I'd rather you in my bed. Whatever it is, you know I can take it. I'm counting the days, how many days till I can see you again. Oh, my
que contigo iba a envejecer. En otra vida, en otro mundo por hacer. En esta solo queda irme un día y solamente verte en el atardecer. Si me van sola y triste no me hablan. Si me van sola y triste soy culpable. La vida es una fiesta que un día termina. Y fuiste tú mi baile inolvidable. Y fuiste tú mi baile inolvidable.
Mientras uno está vivo, uno debe amar lo más que pueda.
Bad Bunny wrapping it up there. Now some 2020s music. Sabrina Carpenter leading.
5 feet to be exact. You're wondering why half is closed when missing my body's where they're at. Now I'm gone, but you're still laying next to me. 1 degree of separation. I put your back together, and if that's true, you'll just have to taste me when he's kissing you. If you want forever, I bet you do. Just know you'll taste me too. He pins you down on the carpet, makes paintings with his tongue. He's funny now, all his jokes hit different. Guess who we learned that from? Now I'm gone, but you're still laying next to me. 1 degree of separation. I put your back together, and if
Sorry, everyone, I'm back.
you'll just have to taste
Chef, are you there?
when he's kissing you. If you want forever,
Welcome back.
Sorry, I think everything's fine, but my mom called me with...
I heard part of it, so I took off my headset.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even realize that I didn't mute it. Thanks,
No,
that's
you're
nice.
fine, you're fine. I went to make a sandwich anyway, so I came back, I was like, oh, I don't think he realized it's muted. Well, I won't
No.
bother him.
What kind of sandwich?
I made myself a salami, cheese, cucumber mayo on potato bread.
Did I move the... That sounds really good. No, I mean, I'll say what happened. Anyway, because it's fine. It's just, I hate... I shouldn't... I mean... I don't mind when younger people call me about medical things. And that's generally because they're like, I have a pimple on my butt, what should I do? I get nervous when older people call me because my mom was like, oh, I had a headache that started this morning that hasn't gone away, and I checked my blood pressure and it was really high. My mom doesn't really get a lot of headaches, and she doesn't have high blood pressure. So my immediate thought is, oh shit, my mom had a stroke. And so I have to take a second to like pull it back and then like be like, no, let me be like objective and rational about this. And so I just told her to check your blood pressure a couple times and take some Tylenol, and you know, like we'll see. But it's always, with older people, it's always like, should I go to the hospital right now? And I'm like, if you feel like you should go to the hospital, just go to the hospital. Don't let me be the arbiter. Like, I don't like that option, because what I tell people in real life is go to the hospital, right? Because it's like, I don't want the liability on me or on my heart where it's like, well, there's a 0.00001% chance that you're gonna die from this. And then they're like, oh, you told me not to go, and now I'm dead. Well, they wouldn't say that because they're dead, but you know what I mean. And so when it's with family, it's this like, so I just kind of try to tiptoe through it, and you know. Anyways, long story short, that's the thing. And I was like, haunting me from the afterlife. Exactly, Nikki. All right, let's play this game. Ooh. Did you say you have to? You're dog sitting, so you have to go at a certain point. I'm sorry for.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
She's fine.
Okay.
I'm saying, like, probably when we're done, I'll head back over to that place, because it'll be a bit before my mom gets home from her vacation. I can take the dog out and everything.
I'm gonna hit next on the quick game. Oh wait, hold on.
Sticker.
I know the other thing I wanted to do. I wanted to mute the music for this and put music on the stream. Even though I like this music, but... Also, Nikki, hi, welcome back. Let me know how the sound is with everything on stream, if you don't mind, Nikki. Okay, then I'll do this. I really like this game, especially now that I can actually play it.
Yeah, that's generally, pretty enjoyable.
Although, in fairness, I could play it. It just looks much prettier now. All right. How do we get... I'm gonna run the same thing again. Nah, I want to change my gun. Okay, everything sounds good. Thanks, Nikki. I was originally going to try and get off at 8, but I think I'm going to stay on a little longer now because of that phone call. Plus, I'm not that tired. Okay, so which one did you say? I should use the heavy bolt pistol?
That's my personal choice.
That's what I'm going to do.
Also, your
wait.
stream is still paused.
What's paused?
Your stream.
What do you mean my stream's paused?
Oh, that's on my end.
Oh.
Ignore me.
I was like, I actually don't know how to pause the stream. I can only start it and stop it. Wait a minute. So what is this master? So should I master the heavy bolt or no?
No, don't worry about that.
Okay.
That's just speeding up getting XP for it, but you have to get XP to get to the green versions of the weapon anyway, so it's like...
Oh, I see. I have a friend from back home, Tampa, who's coming into town tomorrow. So, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna not play Wind Waker again. But I don't know, you're free Friday, you said too, right?
Yeah.
I might be free Friday. When are you free? Like 5 to 8 or something? Or was it was like a...
No, well, I mean, 5 to 8 would probably be best Friday, but I'm technically around all day Friday. It's just you have work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 5 to 8 because D&D starts at 8. So 5 to 8.
Oh, okay. So that's why you have the cutoff of 8.
Yeah, I'm not working Friday. I'm off all day. I'll just be playing Resident Evil 9.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's exciting.
Oh, I'm so excited.
What are you getting it on? Is it coming out on Steam or is it...
Yeah, I already pre-ordered it on Steam. I got the deluxe edition.
Commandeer a Nova Cannon warhead. Deploy the warhead to the Hive City by rail. This sounds dope. Wait, is this the same... No.
No, it's a different mission. This mission's really fun.
Was Avarax the place we were last time?
Yes.
Okay, so same, like, planet,
same
just different...
world. Yeah, just different area.
Scans show the Tyranid numbers growing exponentially within the Hive City. Retaking those sectors is a lost cause. Bombardment from orbit risks collateral damage, so we need a more targeted approach. Commandeer a Nova Cannon implosive warhead from the Navy supplies in the Astra Militarum depot and deliver the payload by rail. We shall collapse the superstructure from below.
Mobilizing towards the depot now, Lieutenant Titus. Keep close, brothers. Do not get separated in this storm.
The battle disturbs Avarax's arid landscape. Dust squalls can arise with little warning. If conditions obscure the path...
Yes, that's one of the things about this mission is there are just points where we have really low visibility.
Okay.
So, just kind of come...
Signal still over there. You are first. Fresh cartridge. Unusual frag grenade. The storm has dissipated.
Advance while it is clear.
Execute that one. Let's brace for another storm.
starting to get the hang of this.
Yeah, it's really fun once you get like into a rhythm.
Yeah.
Survey the terrain while you can, brothers.
I think that's one of the locations for the data pad, or the not data pad, the surveyor skull.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to leave for passage. There is no path below visibility.
See how fancy my sword is?
It's fancy. How'd you get that?
It's just the higher tier version. You get different skins. And there's transmog, so any version of a weapon you unlock, you can just put the skin of that onto a different version of the weapon.
Oh, that's neat.
So it's like, even though it's like, oh, you know, you're gonna use all of them to level them up, it's like, I really like the look of this one, but I prefer the stats of whatever other one. Then you just, you know, put it on.
Ooh, data slate.
Worst week of sandstorm since I was assigned this posting. Lost 2 good pilots and a servo hauler.
Here, if you so you'll have to give up your grenade.
Forsaken rock for good.
But this thing right here, it's like a consumable, but it'll recharge his ability, using more melee damage and knockback immunity for a period of time.
Ooh. That's neat.
It'll say lost in a sandstorm. But I'll be out there with a hauler. Free.
The other thing too is like the different versions of weapons, like as you go up, just get like significantly better. Like my heavy bolter pistol is probably doing about double your bolter pistol's damage.
Oh wow, okay. That's good to know.
So it's like
it's not as simple as you're just like way better than me. It's that and your weapons are better.
Yeah, like I'm just doing so like my chain sword is probably doing 2 to maybe 2.5 more damage than like the base one. So yeah, it's like the difficulties tell you like about what level you should be about, like what gear score you can be.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Yeah.
What does it mean when this thing has a skull on it?
You gotta stop it because it's calling for reinforcement.
Oh.
So you either want to go over and do a heavy attack, or you want to just shoot it a bunch in the face to get the stagger. Oh, this is really bad.
Yeah, this game is a little ooh, Nikki. But we're doing what we can to, because we're the good guys, right?
Technically, from our perspective.
Provide an additional armor segment, yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you, in Warhammer, no one's the good guys.
I mean, I've already read some things about how
like
there's a lot of fascism in this game.
Technically be the best, but like they still do some pretty horrible stuff even to their own people.
Yeah. For the Emperor.
Yeah, sacrifice 1 million souls. Yeah. I mean, the Tyranids are probably the worst because they're just the flood. They just eat everything. So it's like Chaos is still pretty bad, but at least like, you know, you have something to like, you can join Chaos. It's not gonna be good, like you're probably gonna be mutated, you're gonna be tortured, and it's gonna be, you know, like, in a way hell. But like, you're alive, in a way. The Tyranids are just like, a walking Happy Meal.
on the move, Lieutenant.
Good. Escort the payload to the train.
Where's the warhead?
This thing right in front of us.
Oh, this thing? With the blue...
Yeah.
Oh, that looks pretty dope.
Look how freaking massive it is.
Oh, I want it to explode.
Well, don't worry. That'll happen.
Keep going forward.
They stare cause they know I'm the I-T-G-I-R-L. You know I am that girl. Bitch, no, it's A-T-I-T-G-I-R-L. You know I am that girl. Bitch, don't kiss it.
Oh, you were teleporting for a second.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was just like, it happened last time, but I think it's because it's transferring between areas.
Whee!
Fresh magazine.
Ow.
Oh, that's just...
Aaliyah's interlude, you know how
You can keep going. I'm just gonna walk around real fast to see if the goal is over here.
Okay.
If anyone picks it up, we all get it, so it doesn't matter. Well, I'm really glad the sandstorm's in here.
Is it really?
Yeah. I can't see it here. Blinding indoors, my favorite. Oh yeah, and that like flesh mound, that's like the Tyranid drop pod.
Ah.
Right here.
Inserting rounds. Survey the terrain while you can.
Oh, whoops. I just realized I didn't have a grenade. Because I used the circle and I was like, wait, why did I just... So I really shouldn't use that then.
I mean, you're gonna get another one in a minute.
Nova cannon and explosive warheads are a thing to behold.
There's even bigger up close.
Another dust approaches.
Nothing over here.
Whoop, let's push the button.
Oh, wait. Also, if you look, the warhead is just being carried by people.
Wait, where? Oh my god, that's so funny.
Mush!
Wow.
I remember, we're the good guys. There's a Guardian relic back here if you want.
Yes.
My heavy bolter just one-shots all these guys in the chest.
Where is it?
back here to the right.
Oh.
That's one of the things. Like, if you stay in an area, like, will spawn another wave of enemies from behind you, so you have to like kind of keep moving.
I see.
At, like moderate speed.
Okay, got it.
Survey the terrain.
Yeah, you can see that's in the top middle of the screen. It says massive enemy wave.
Yeah.
So the enemy wave that spawned just happened to be a massive one, so they came from both sides.
Oh, okay, okay.
In like large quantities of Minoris and Majoris enemies. It's Minoris, Majoris, Extremis, and then like one other one, I think.
Is Extremis the hardest?
I think Terminus. I think it's Terminus.
Hmm.
I think Terminus is the hardest.
We shall launch this Terminus's final train.
Terminus are like, so Minoris is like the little dudes. Majoris is like the bigger ones with like the sniper rifles or the double swords or whatnot. Extremis is the specialty variants, like the one that burrows into the ground. There's one that's invisible. The one that like floats around and shoots lasers at you. And then Terminus is like the bosses.
I will see it
Okay.
done.
So it's gonna be like it'll show a health bar. Also, at this thing, you can just click on your same loadout and it just like refills your ammo. So if you ever need ammo.
Oh. Okay.
Also, like, technically, if you really want to min-max, it's like, okay, this set of weapons is good for this part, but then we're going into a boss area, so it's like, I want to get rid of, like, ad control weapons and do, like, more damage.
Yeah, that makes sense. Uh-oh. Oh,
My
what the fuck was that?
Oh yeah, that's the guy that buries in the ground.
Ah.
Yeah, so if it ever says Extremis in the top of your screen, you know that there's a special dude somewhere.
Okay.
If you don't know where he is, it's probably that one. Actually, it's that one or the invisible one. Those are the more common ones. Nice, this is like the basic tank of the Imperium right here. Everyone hates that. Like, there are very few people in the fandom that actually like that tank. It's very boring. It's not very good as like an actual figure in the game. And then in lore, it's not even that great of a tank. It's just like, it's essentially the M1 Sherman of like this world. Like, they can just make a lot of them and just kind of pump them out. But there's a much better version, or not version of it. There's just a much better tank in general. People just prefer that one. Myself included. I hate that tank.
Oh.
This galaxy is not yours to devour.
Keep going whatever way you think is best. I'm just running around trying to find secrets.
Seeking operator.
Secrets.
Not found. Resuming search.
Probably not anyone in your chat, but they're got a fucking secret.
Huh?
It's just from a YouTuber.
Oh.
Joke from like 9 years ago.
Circa 2000. Let me do math. 13. That took me way too long.
Yeah, honestly, just it was from like GTA 5 when that came out.
Yeah, when did that come out?
I'm in that era.
Is that Dancing Watermelon, Nikki? It's cute, whatever it is.
Our adversary wishes to renew their assault. Deny them any advantage to their
Oh, it already did.
Yeah. Oh, GTA 6 has been in development for over 12 years.
That just means it's definitely going to be good.
No, it doesn't.
The last Game of Thrones book came out in 2011. Although at least Grand Theft Auto 6 will actually come out. Ow.
We don't know that.
That's true.
They don't have a release date.
That's true. Yeah, Nikki, they sucked you in with Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh, here it is. Schooly boy.
weapon details secured.
Cool. I know, that's what I figured. I figured you all the Game of Thrones references, you're like, I don't know what this means. I'm sad that Night of the Seven Kingdoms Season 1's done.
I'm sad that's not butter.
I can't believe it's not butter. That was fun though, watching a new show. We should just like pick new shows to watch and watch on Discord.
If you have a Hulu account, watch the Three Musketeers on Hulu, like Hulu exclusive.
It's a show?
Yeah, it's a show.
Oh, I'd watch
It's
that.
got, I think it's got 2 seasons. Is there 2 seasons? I think it's 2 or 3. The first season is like the actual story of the Three Musketeers, and then the second season is like stuff they added onto it. But they actually do it in a pretty like well thought out way, where they don't shit on the original source material. They just kind of like do each character as like a little mini story of like what happens to them after the story, and like blah blah blah, and then it's kind of it's nice. But yeah, it came out a long time ago. I think another cool thing about it was it's only like C-list actors.
So it's no one like you would super recognize.
Yeah. I mean, maybe now, like maybe they are, have found more movies to be a part of, but like at the time, they were pretty like, who knows who these people are.
Talassa, I have multiple swarms moving to your location. You have their attention.
What are these things? I'm pushing the buttons.
You cause a train to run by, and so when there's enemies on the ground floor, it just runs them all over.
Oh, okay.
So you want to save those for when the horde is down there.
Yeah, well, I just pushed them, so...
It recharges.
Oh, okay.
So, like, horde is coming from that direction.
If we deploy an engine on those tracks.
Oh, you're over there.
The train is crawling with repugnant Xenos.
The other thing is you have to keep them off the warhead.
Haha, that's cool. Nikki, are you gonna stream tonight? Unsure. Oh, ow.
Link your armor to the Mechanicus device. You will need
I said I wasn't tired, but I said it too early. I'm probably gonna do one more after this, and then I'll probably get off. But I'm having fun. I like this. Do you want me to like wait and do campaign with you, or?
No, you can. You're more than welcome to do campaign on your own.
Okay,
if you
okay.
want. You don't need to wait for me.
This is such a California problem right now, but it's too warm here. Oh, poor Nikki.
Oh no, it's not 20 degrees.
Yeah, that's what I got here. It snowed again today. It didn't snow a lot, but it still snowed.
What a hassle.
It's 77 inside.
It was a little warm out.
You're allowed to complain. I'm just kidding.
No.
I don't want to turn the AC on. Do you not want to turn the AC on because it's expensive, or you don't want to put the AC on because you just don't feel like getting up? Because I get both those problems.
Nikki's secretly European.
Both. Restore the power supply. Oh no! Over to fans on. If it was more windy, I would open my windows to get some air in. I don't know how people survive without fans. I feel like fans are like crucially important. Although
I do want to say something. People watching this, not like a political statement or anything, but one of the reasons in Europe more people die from overheating than gun deaths in America.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they don't have AC in Europe, so like a pretty
from
substantial amount of
overheating.
people
Okay,
die
got
from
it.
overheating in the summer.
I misunderstood. I thought for some reason I thought what you were saying is they have they have the heat on, and it's on too
like
high.
during the summer it gets so bad, but they don't have.
Yeah, that's sad. That totally makes sense, right? Because that also happens in the U.S., just not as often, right? But that happens in Texas and Florida and hot places, especially like older people.
We actually allow. Yeah, but it's like they have deaths of people, you know, in their 30s.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Again, not anything political or anything.
Yeah. I think that's okay. I think you got away with it.
I just want to reiterate for people.
Yeah, when I was lucky enough to go to Europe. I've told this story before, but oh, I'm gonna die. Damn it. Oh, ads in a minute.
Coming over.
Thank you. I actually need to focus. I'll tell the story in a second. I love how I'm playing this game and the music I have on is fucking like lovemaking music by, I think this is Bruno Mars. Ow! Okay, stop doing that. What is this? The song is like, I want to kiss you with a smile or something. What is the song called? Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars. That's what I have playing on in the background when I'm murdering people. Or aliens, I guess.
That's how it should be. Oh, I guess we won.
Let's see the bomb.
Detonation in 5. Brace the shockwave.
Dope.
Eat a million tons of plastering, vermin.
That was sick.
You'll see those Irish guys. Mission successful to us. Return to the mountain patch.
So cool.
Yeah. Imagine how that would have looked at lowest graphical settings.
Hey, yo, thank you for the raid. Oh, hold on. Let me, hold on. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome. How was your stream? Hold on. I'm gonna figure out how to, none of my raid stuff's working. Oh no, but you know what? The video thingy is working. Hello, welcome in. How was your stream? Thank you for the raid. Welcome in.
Welcome everyone, you've been drafted as the Emperor's children.
Oh, we're in the middle of ads, sorry. I will wait for... We're in ads, of course. All the lurkers are always appreciated. Oh, it's okay, don't worry, Dragon. Thank you for raiding over. Oh, good, I'm already following. Good. What were you streaming? It looks like it said you were just chatting. I see that you play Peak, golf with your friends, Burgle and Gnomes. Is it Oter or Ooter or Zeroter? Pokemon opening today! Nice! Yeah, we love lurkers. Otter. Is that the one version I didn't say? Ooter, Otter, Zeroter. I think I'm gonna call you Zeroter. Otter is Otter. Oh! Otter is spelled O-T-E-R in Norwegian. Thank you, Zeroter, for the raid. All right, are we out of ads? We're almost out of ads. 15 seconds. I want to do a video shout out for you, that's why. Hopefully it's working. I just got a new PC, Zeroter, so bear with me. Yusuf, what's up? Thank you for the daily butter. All right, we're back from ads. That's okay. I don't have to understand it. And maybe I know more Norwegian than you think. I've been picking up on the sides. Wow, I don't know, my voice just did that. Zeroter. Everyone, please give Zeroter a follow.
T-pose? Any T-posers in chat?
See, I don't even know what the problem is. I understood that perfectly. I'm gonna give you another one.
Pikachu evolving.
Pikachu's evolving. I see. I totally understood that.
Bro.
Wait, what? Does that happen? Pikachu's evolve into Pamos?
Den fuckings bare reiser seg opp.
Is that a thing?
Lengre. Og reiser seg opp.
Why wouldn't it be?
I guess I don't know what a Pamo is, but they don't look even similar.
Bruh.
Thank you again for the raid, Zeroter. I appreciate it. We are playing... I'm Dr. Buttercar. I'm a variety streamer. I am a doctor who plays video games. Although, now my new job is less doctory. Oh, Pikachu is the nickname. We are playing Warhammer 40,000K Space Marine 2, the game, on... What am I playing on? On Steam, with my buddy Chef.
On Xbox 360.
On Xbox 360. Yeah, we were joking because I just got a new PC and the confusion I just had. The old PC, Chef told me that Space Marine 2 looked like Space Marine 1 because of how bad my graphics are. But we don't have to deal with that anymore because now I have a new PC. And so look how beautiful this game looks now. Did I stop the music? Also, I apologize in advance. Nothing's working because I just switched everything over from my PC to my from my laptop to my new PC. And so the stuff is weird. Oh, Dragon, thank you for the bits. Your last bits. You shouldn't spend your last bits on me. Also, is that something I wrote? 10 bits, everyone gives some hype and love for It's Dragonish? Or is that a Twitch thing? Aw, okay, good. I wasn't sure, because before you said one of your favorite Americans, and I was like, well... Okay, so tonight, the things I have to fix. I have to fix my death counter, because right now, here's what happens when I use my death... Maybe it is Firebot. When I do my dead counter, here's what it does. Deaths. Bracket, read, F. Okay, so I gotta fix that. Then I have to fix my regular Firebot commands. I think the air horn's working. F. Number of deaths, F. Yusuf, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Welcome in. What else is broken? I don't know if any of these chat thingies work. I don't think any of them do. Although the shoutouts are working for some reason. Yeah, none of those are working, but we'll fix them. They'll be fine. They'll be good. Chef, are you there? Are you waiting on me?
No, I'm here. I'm just looking at my class.
Hi. 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 Hi.
So I do one thing. Well, first, Butter, you haven't been getting any of your perks down to the armor hall.
What perks? I don't even know what perks are.
So come down here. Hit the menu buggy.
Where am I going? The armoring hall?
Yeah.
Hello.
So go into here, and then go to perk tree.
Perk tree.
You
Oh.
can spend your points and buy your top 4 abilities, I think, or top 3.
Wait, so can I buy all these? 20 gold? Yeah, I have enough gold. When your armor's fully depleted, you take 25%. 20 stream streak! Holy moly! Dragon streaking! It's good to have some chicken sausage with veggies. Nice, yum. What was I gonna say? Oh, that was the other thing I have to fix. I have to fix the music thing. I've been good. I got this new PC, so no longer potato. Yeah, Dragon, you must be very tired. Okay, when your armor's fully depleted, you take 25% less health, less damage. Oh, that's pretty good. I want that. When you block a ranged attack, enemies within a take damage instead. Oh, dope. Okay. And then defensive advantage. A perfectly timed parry or block creates a shock area. Ooh, that's neat. All right. So those are the only ones I can buy until level 12, it looks like. Level 10. Cool.
It just goes across the top.
Cool.
Like all the top ones will unlock first, and then it'll go down to the next one, and then so on and so forth.
Neato. All right. Let's play with this.
So it's like the first. So if you look, you see it says core team gear signature. So core is going to be like neutral gameplay. So just like usually involves your weapons, maybe a new passive, like kind of more basic stuff. Team it affects your entire team. So it's like that's like, you know how I give us back a grenade every 60 seconds? That's my team ability. So like whatever one you pick of the 3 is like what our team gets.
Focus every 30 seconds, spammers just for 1. Ooh, that's pretty sick. Okay, this is cool. I like this.
Yeah, and then signature,
cat hair.
You know, it's just like these are unique to the class. They're like the big upgrades, etc.
What's the signature on your This is really cool. I like this. By the way, Dragon, the Songify isn't working yet. I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't let me log in. That's on the list to fix too. But so for now, we're just putting in music manually. But if you put that link in there, I will click it and then it will play. Mission's already selected. Zero Tur, thank you again for the raid. I really appreciate it.
Also, let's go to the next difficulty.
Yeah, let's do it. Wait, so how do I choose that?
You might be able to. So actually, go back to the armory. I think you can get your next level of power axe. You should have gotten enough experience for that.
How do I teleport?
So, menu button.
Yeah, it's not working. Weird. Did I do something weird? It says a mission's already selected.
Well, no, you don't go to that terminal. You just like walk.
Yeah, but I can't tell. Why can't I do the teleport thingy?
We'll just walk down here then.
Yeah, I'll just walk. All right, sounds good, Dragon.
Cobbs!
Cobbs!
On the,
Welcome in. Thank you for the daily butter. Cobbs, how are you? Armoring Hall. So we want me to click on?
Yeah.
Okay, go where?
So you just go down here. You just click on Power Axe, and then you should be able to get a green one.
Oh, which?
So
I'll put your song in a sec, Nick.
You have to buy the tier. So yeah, say unlock for 1 green. So do that, and then the 2 axes. You have to click on them like you can choose one.
Wait, did you actually pick this? Love it. Shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark doo 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 doo, baby shark. Ooh,
Honestly,
should I do the
both
fast one?
I think both of them you'll like. One is a bit more suited for single targets. One is more suited for like dealing with lots of mini creatures. Like, so cleaving bonus is when you swing your axe and it like slices through a bunch of them. That's what cleaving bonus is. If you don't have a lot of cleaving bonus, you're just like attacking one thing at a time. But the speed will help up with that. And then when it says defense, and it says like balance, fencing, or block, fencing gives you the largest window to parry attacks. Balance is in the middle, and block is you cannot you can parry things, you can't perfect parry.
Oh. All right, I'm gonna use the cleaving one. I'm gonna use alpha. All right, let's do the next difficulty. I'll let you know when it's over.
Yeah, so I would cancel this mission and then just so like go to the terminal and then go to the next difficulty. And I was gonna say, so I know this was gonna be your last mission, so we'll do on the next difficulty because you're supposed to be like a level 4, level 5 with a green weapon, so that's about where you are.
Okay.
Technically, you could have also upgraded your pistol, but it's not like the biggest deal for the pistol. The melee weapon is mainly what you're using anyway. But if you wanted to, we will not complete it, but if you just want to experience it, I could throw us into the hardest or the second hardest difficulty in the game, just so you can see what it is.
Are we gonna be able to leave, or is it? Sorry, you said.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
We can leave. We won't be punished.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry the over 9,000 doesn't work right now. All right. So how do I pick it?
So.
Oh, change.
So
I see it.
You see at the very top.
Oh, I can't do absolute.
No. So just do average. So we'll just do one more in average, and then I'll take us in on like a super hard difficulty afterwards.
Okay.
I think I have. Do I have absolute? Maybe I only have lethal. But if we only have lethal, then we can just do that. But I think it would just be funny for you to see like the difference.
Yeah, how I'm not gonna be able to like kill the little guy probably, like the little.
The little guys still aren't like tremendously harder. It's the more like major sword fighter dudes. They have so much more health and just do a lot more damage. But also the sheer amount of them that spawn. You just get overwhelmed so fast.
I wonder if I can refund the Firebot points. How about this? Now for all of my sound bits that I don't have working because I'm lazy and haven't fixed Firebot yet, I'll just do them myself. It's over 9,000! What, 9,000? There's no way that could be right. Can it? Hey Nala, thank you for the daily butter.
We have since lost contact.
That actually might be better content than me actually having the real clips loaded.
Proceed to the Cadian outpost
I'm good, Nala.
You must then
I'm getting hungry.
demolitions deployment.
I'm a hungry little boy.
Only when the main
Also, I just put on a playlist called Classical Bangers.
coordinate our efforts over Vox.
Hold on, this might be too loud.
Overwatch position.
All right, I'm gonna go to Pumped Pop. All right, I'm here. What'd I miss? Chicken chow mein. Oh, that's wow. I said it smells good, as if I can smell it from here, but that sounds amazing. I want that. Can you bring some for the rest of the class, please? Execute. I think I can, like, give more currency, though, somehow. Thank you, Nala. I hope everything was good for Waisaki's birthday, too. This is good music for this game. Okay. All right. It's about damn time. I'm gonna something, blah, blah, blah. All right. Thank you for the clip. Oh, I'm glad he had a great birthday, yay. Yeah, if anyone puts in channel points redemptions right now, I will do the clip in my own voice impersonation.
Can people request you do it in a specific voice?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it has to be the voice of what the thing is. I'm not gonna, like, do the goofy sound effect as Mickey Mouse. Although, I guess I would if someone requested it.
I'll do it in second house.
Oh boy! Oh, see you at the game, Joe! Oh!
Oh! You've stepped into a real town of trouble!
Wow, you have a really good Mickey Mouse. I think mine is fine. I think yours is, like, pretty good. Like, well above average.
I have a good voice for this, is the problem.
Oh boy!
Oh,
I'm afraid
boy.
of cooked or raw chicken. I love alive chickens, though. This was the area that the prequels, not the prequel, that the tutorial's in. Uh-oh, a skull. Ow.
Ow.
Ow. Ow, I said ow. I said ow. Put down your freaking thing! Put down! Thank you. Ow. Wow, I gotta parry better. It's kind of important, it seems. No, I parry! Oh, I blocked at least. Boom, shield to the face. Ow, execute. Private donor during stream, $50, so I only have like 50% left until I have enough for an oh my god, that's awesome, congrats! Electric desk being like the standy desk. Oh. Man, this is harder. Oops,
Yeah.
oops, I just threw a grenade at myself.
This is only one difficulty up.
Yeah. Ow. It's okay, I just parried his face. Boom. Oh, you can't parry that. That's... bananas. I parried that. Oh, move out of the way. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Parry. Oh, execute. Go, go, go. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This shit, wow. This shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
The shit is bananas.
Yours, oh yeah, I remember you telling me, Dragon, that yours was too tall for you, that's right. Your desk. Yeah, now that I am... I mean, I noticed it with streaming, I did. But now, especially since I have a job that's like working from a computer 8 to 5, if I don't have like the right chair and the right positioning and the right like height of the monitor and desk, my neck and back does not feel good. I think my next investment for stream/work will be a standing or a, how do I describe it? The desk where you can like push a button and make it mechanically go up and down. Hey, yo! Thank you for the resub, Waisaki. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. 8 subs all, wow. I'm gonna die. Elsa, put your down! Watch out! Thank you for the resub, buddy. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good Tuesday? Is that what day today is? I think.
It is Tuesday.
Also, how's your snow sitch? Ah! No! Why are these plants shooting boogers at me? Uh-oh. Oh yeah, I have a gun. I keep forgetting I have a gun. Yeah, it's amazing that we didn't really get any snow at all. Is anyone streaming later tonight? If anyone's streaming later tonight, let me know. Oops, shit. Yeah, I saw Hyper sent a picture of, he had like 14 inches of snow. It was quite a bit. Where are my friends at?
Go back here.
I'm coming. There was just poison and I didn't know. Ah, this thing jumped on me! What's happening? No!
My thanks.
Oh my god. Where? Oh! Oh, I'm so dead. Save me! Oh, I don't need your help. Ah!
That's the invisible dude.
Oh.
In case you didn't guess.
That's why. I was so confused. I was like, why am I dying?
Well, he jumped from the top rope on you.
Oh, okay. So he's the... I get it. Okay. Waisaki got 15 to 18 inches, getting another 1 to 3 tomorrow. That's crazy. Cobbs, no snow this year, pretty much, which is not normal for us. None? 0 snow? We got a little bit today, but it was like an inch or 2, like not a lot. Where did my friends go? Oh, I see you guys.
Where shall I plant this flag?
Whee!
Follow me through.
I don't like this song.
No signs of life at the Astra Militarum camp.
Okay, Sabrina Carpenter, take it away.
Talassa, you need to acquire the Astra Militarum demolition codes required to deploy and arm their ordnance. Source one from any soldier you see, alive or otherwise.
Ah! Ah! That guy! Woo!
Brothers, I hope you're having better.
Ooh, a Krogunk! Uh-oh. Something, there's toxic effects or something.
Yeah, you got poisoned. Don't stand in the bundled plants that
Don't stand in the poison?
show up on the ground. Yeah. Don't do that.
We were bred.
Sweep complete, but nothing.
Hi, Neil. Neil, I'm on my newest. I'm onto a different difficulty. What are we on now? Average?
Yeah.
I'm average. Aww.
Yeah. You have to beat the mission.
Yeah, I haven't beaten it yet, but we're on it. And I haven't died yet. Waisaki and Nala, yay. Happy for you guys this weekend. So this says search. I'm gonna search this guy, okay?
Yeah.
Did I get him?
We have located the code.
Hey, found it.
Proceed to the Prometheum refinery and complete the demolition preparations.
You did. Hey.
Yay!
Hip, hip.
Proceed to the Prometheum delivery.
Proceed to the thing. You're looking mighty scared.
Oh no! Oh gosh! Oh boy, Donald! Can you talk about like your Kingdom Hearts? Can you talk about the Keyblade? Just say something Keyblade.
Oh, Zora keeps losing the Keyblade. What a goof!
Did you call him Zora?
Yeah, is that not his name?
No, it's Sora.
Oh, I've never played Kingdom Hearts.
This is where we
That was pretty good though.
Oh, Zora.
Ah. Okay. Oh, get that grenade up. Yeah. Ooh, I have a stim. I forgot I had a stim.
Yeah, use it. Oh, the other thing too is the harder you go, the less stims there are, and the less healing they do.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I you know, it's similar in like, the fucking Helldivers 2 is the same kind of idea. Although,
not really.
Wait, this? Yeah, it is.
Helldivers 2 is just no. The stims do the exact same.
Whatever. I meant that things get tougher when you go up difficulties and you have less resources and you take more damage and blah 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 blah. Fine, maybe not specifically a stim thing, but
Helldivers is just enemies.
okay, fine. I believe you.
Yeah, it's just certain enemies you can't find on lower difficulties, so you get down to higher difficulties.
Kablamo! That's on Mark! Uh-oh.
Mark, idiot! Give me your face!
Whee! Oh. Now, do you and Waisaki get, you get to hang out the whole weekend? Thursday through Sunday? Or? I'm happy for you guys. Uh-oh, what's a Carnifex?
Well, you saw one in the tutorial.
Did I? I don't remember. Is it that thing?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll shoot in the face. Get off my farm! Get off my land! This is my land! Oh, Monday morning. Nice. Oh, it's a nice long weekend. Get off my land! We don't like you Carnifexes around these here parts. No siree, we do not. Yeah, we killed it. That's what I really want.
We tried victory from the man swarm of Xenos.
Ooh, we got armory data.
Yeah,
we got that for killing
it's
it?
really worthwhile. Yeah, it's worthwhile killing those. So it's a rare spawn for them to happen.
Ah.
So when you do missions, it's the layout of the mission in the sense of like the path you take and blah blah blah. Like that's always the same, but the enemies you fight are different. So it's
That
like
makes sense.
sometimes you'll have to fight these enemies. Sometimes it'll be like this amount of.
Thanks, Dragon.
Sometimes a boss will spawn.
Everyone say
And
night
on
night
some
to
missions-
Dragon. Sorry, I'm not
Night night,
interrupting.
Dragon. Oh, you're fine.
Dragon's up way past her bedtime.
Driving at the objective now.
Same to you. Thank you, thank you. I think you're streaming next on Thursday, if I recall. Thursday at 11 EST. Dragon said night to you too, Chefy.
Hi, Dragon.
Thanks, Dragon. Sleep well.
Sleep tight.
God of War Ragnarok. I do love that game.
Okay, so one of my favorite abilities on this class, like one that I'm never getting rid of, is when I parry an enemy, I mark them with what is normally my like class ability, and so that enemy takes like 120% more damage.
Oh, that's sick. I thought you were gonna say, when you parry, you bark at them.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. I would totally do that. Like a mean bark, you
Mickey
know?
Mouse is confused. That's my shtick as a streamer. I'm just Mickey Mouse. Various games.
Hey, you know? If Disney wasn't so, if Disney didn't like suing people so much, it wouldn't be a problem.
I think it's actually protected under parody law if you're doing voices in it.
Oh, really?
Like, for an
Voices?
anime. Yeah. Yeah, if you're like mimicking it, I believe it's protected because it's the same as like if a comedian did it, you know? It's like as long as you're not making like movies and like animation that has
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does get complicated because
I think
it's different with.
I think it's pretty liberal on like YouTube and whatnot.
But if it's music,
Oh yeah.
no.
No. Okay, we gotta go to the generator and protect it.
Okay.
That's the one that's marked. It'll have a bunch of
Yeah, I
enemies
see it.
attacking it. Yeah.
Whee! Grenade. Ah. Ow.
Ah, damn it.
What happened?
It's I'm just fighting a dude over here.
Aha!
We crushed the Revenant's roots.
I don't know why they didn't count.
Generator 4.
Okay. Whee! Oh. I still think there should be a jump button, if you ask me. Execute! No, you always execute it before me!
I'm faster on
I know. Is it a new one? Or are we still defending? Oh, okay.
We're good. Sometimes it. So that's another thing I was gonna say before is
Ready to deploy.
So like certain objectives will change how many you have to do, or just skip it entirely for certain ones. So it's like that generator one you can do between 2 and 4. And it's completely random.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So it's like sometimes it's just way harder. And then there's one objective on a different mission where you have to do this whole like entombment process But sometimes you get like a rare dialogue from your captain where he just like overrides it immediately and just like completely skips that section. And if you can get that on like harder difficulties, that's huge. Because it's
That's
like
cool. Yeah.
it just wastes a lot of time and also like resources. Yeah. You have to go through another like 3 waves of enemies when you do it. It's just a hassle.
What?
I just went, for the Emperor! And then just like eviscerated a bunch of enemies with my shotgun. Yeah, so I checked it. The current chainsword I'm using, it is 3 times as much. It's actually over 3 times as much damage, or yeah, 3 times as much damage as the base chainsword.
That's crazy. I mean, it makes sense. That's, you know.
Well, so that's only one version of it. There are 3 versions at my level of chainsword. I actually dislike this version of chainsword personally. I'm just using it to level it up because it is a block chainsword. I don't like block weapons that much. I enjoy having perfect parries.
Yeah.
And so all weapons that have block just inherently have higher base damage to compensate for the fact you can't parry. A perfect parry gives you riposte, which does more damage. Like more damage on your next melee attack against an enemy. So, you know, it's pretty nice, but I mean, like, some people like block. Some people like just having more base damage and just, like, getting through it, whatever you're fighting. It's not like a tremendous amount more, but it's definitely, it's like 2 points. Which later on doesn't mean much, like, mine does 18 points of damage, and then the one I'd probably be using would do like 16, or maybe it's like 18 plus, so 18.5. The one I'd be using is just 16, so it's 2.5 points of damage difference, which is a good chunk. But base chainsword does like 5 or 5 plus. Still doing a lot.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like that a lot, that the different weapons have different, you know, some are blocks, some are parries, you know, like, I like that they do that, because it adds a lot of different intricacies to the gameplay.
Pretty much all weapons will have a block version, a fencing version, and a balance version by the end, for the most part. The exception is like on heroic variants, because there's only one. So it's just whatever they decided to give it is what it is. But like sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad. Usually it goes into like the weapon scheme. But yeah, fencing is generally considered like easy mode.
Oh really?
Yeah. It's because like being able to just block like constantly really easily makes you.
And you said that increases your parry window? That's what that does?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that makes sense.
So like for perfect parry, it just like massively increases the window. So yeah, it definitely makes things fun. But you're doing a lot less damage. So it's like fencing variants do the least amount of base damage. To compensate for the fact that you're just going to be blocking and parrying everything. Oh, hold on. We have an extremist coming. Oh, there they are.
Is it this flying thing?
Yeah. Gotta shoot the one on the left, though.
Okay.
Gotta shoot the one on the right. Yeah, so it spawns 2 of them usually, and so like they'll transfer shields between each other, like one.
Oh, I see, I see. Yeah, because
a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. And the other is shielded, but attacks pretty often. I don't think you've done this one. This one's pretty fun. So, go into the middle section. See that little terminal right there, the red terminal?
Mm-hmm.
Stand near that. I'll tell you when to activate it.
I think this is the first one we did, and I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
It was.
Yeah, okay. Position for a while yet. Keep your heads and get it.
But this, like, what does it do? It makes fire, or it does
yeah,
something?
it spouts fire on the ground. I'll activate it and get it ready for you when they're approaching.
Enemies have split from the main force. Prepare to intercept.
Alright, not yet.
Jumping.
Not yet.
They are almost over the wall.
Yeah.
Hold the line. We will push them back.
Do it now.
Springing a trap. The bulk of the swarm is continuing along the protected path. Continue holding. They have us flanked.
Hey, Nikki, if you don't mind, probably next 10-ish minutes, I'm probably gonna read out. Can you see if anyone's on? I should ask you if you mind that. If you hate it, I can stop asking. Okay, it doesn't bother you. Okay, good. It just, it makes, like, I trust your judgment, and it makes things so much easier for me.
Halfway there, brothers. Keep it up.
Especially when I work during the day and then stream, because I get real tired, like, all of a sudden. It's like, I'm good, and then I'm like, I'm tired. Oh, I have a stem? I didn't realize I had a stem. Yeah, Hyper, obviously I'm more than happy for you to do it too. I saw Nikki put in a great ball, so I knew she was here. I'm gonna use my little flag thing.
I was full armor, so you're good.
Oh, okay, it's fine. I needed it anyways.
Yeah.
It's our attention to reach our platform. Ready for close combat.
Thor, I can definitely raid Thor.
The swarm has almost fully committed. Be ready for my march.
Sending tracking.
I think it's nice as.
You are clear to detonate. Cook those rotten bastards.
Love the bomb butter.
Oh, where is it? Is it here? Oh, yeah. Whoop. Look at all that juice. Let me look and see. Yay! We exploded them. Ooh, Link's Awakening. Who's that? What is Look at All That Juice playing, Dragon? And I thought you were asleep.
Yeah, Dragon.
Oh shit, we're not done.
Good night.
I thought that was the end.
We just extract now.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's no big deal. Back to the arcade gaming. I think I followed them. Which, now I'm wondering how I follow them, or why. I wonder if I just saw them playing games I like.
Shroom is also playing.
Your Smoky Raid. Shroom's on?
Yeah, Shroom's also on.
Oh look, you want to do that thing where we do the hardest difficulty and we laugh at how quickly I die?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should show everyone. I think it'd be funny.
Yeah. Nikki, that might be why. Or through Smoky Raid. Yeah.
We also get like 50% more XP.
That's nice. Yeah, I'm almost level 6 now. That's sick. Oh, I am gonna get my new perk. I get something for 5. Wow, there's a lot of people on. Tuesday, huh? Let me go. Why is it not letting me freaking fast travel? It's so silly. Could be user error, as it often is. This is such a lazy thing that I'm gonna do right now, but it's faster for me to do this than actually go click on their page. So let me see. Look at all that juice. Look at all that juice. Oh, this guy, look at all that juice. I know this guy from, I wonder if Dragon, you raided into him before. He's got a cute little setup. Okay, let me... Oh, I'm exposing my screen to everyone. Good.
Oh, the secrets have been unearthed.
Smokey did, that's why, okay. Connecting all the dots. Okay, one sec. Let's do this, Chef. I want to see... Oh, I want to get my perk, and then I want to see how bad I get destroyed. Wait, so on this hardest difficulty, can you do it? Nobody saw anything. Saw what? Right, Nikki? Saw what?
So I'm gonna return to the battle barge. I'm gonna invite you and then close the party so that it's just us.
Every 30 seconds, all squad members automatically restore 1 arm or something. That's a pretty neat little power.
Yeah, that is.
Art? I love art. I just rated art yesterday. That's the only thing. I'll look in a second when it's time, because there might be someone else. What's funny is, this might be a weird thing to say, but when there's a... Actually, I think this makes a lot of sense. I'm gonna leave the party, because that's what you told me to do. Wait, how do I do that?
Just go
I figured it out. I got it.
Okay.
Is that sometimes it's harder when there's more people on at the same time that you know, because then it's like, it sounds like you're picking favorites.
So you just set up a roulette wheel.
Oh my god. I love that idea. Holy shit, I love that idea. I am writing that down right now. I am doing that, Chef. That is an amazing idea. Roulette wheel for raids. It's my idea. Chef gave it to me. It's my idea. It's me. It's my idea. It's me. It's me. Me. My idea. Me. Because then what I can do is... I can just put names. Oh my god, this is so awesome. This is exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna literally put the names of all the people I potentially want to raid, and then we're gonna spin a wheel.
Exactly. Nice and simple.
Rezi, can you send me his thing too? We'll do this. Def, what's up? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Def, by the way, Def is the one, he's the reason I have his PC, because he sent me the deal. So thank you. Applause. Or let's see what I have working. Air horn. So thank you. It's working so good. Although,
welcome, Def.
I think it's a good thing. But when I turned on my computer today, it sounded like water was going through it, and I'm guessing it has some coolant thing. Does that sound right to any of the computer people? Are you gonna invite me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean like I'm waiting to invite me. I meant more like, do I need to be on the lookout for it?
No.
That AIO liquid cooling literally sounded like my coffee was making, or wow, my computer was brewing coffee. I was like, oh, that could be bad. Man, I love the. Okay, so what's gonna happen is, after this, after we get destroyed. Oh, I heard the thing, but I don't see the invite. Wait, can you do it again? Sorry.
Yeah.
Is it gonna do it in the game or in Steam?
No, it's through Steam.
Yeah, because I heard the Steam sound where it's like, but then I didn't see it.
I think you will get a notification in-game if you're not in the menu.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna join game. Let's see if that works. Did I join your game?
Yeah.
God, I love this raid roulette idea so much. Thank you, Chef.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I start streaming, I plan on doing it with dice.
That's a good one. Wait, so how do you do it with dice? You assign everyone a number?
Yeah, and then just roll a dice.
Yeah, it's a great idea. I love it. It's just the chaos that I love, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, who will we raid? Who knows? Who comes up on the wheel? Woo! And I can make a song to it.
You know, if you wanted to really if you wanted to hire like an animator or whatnot, you could do, okay, so like shuffleboard?
Yeah.
So it's like, you have this streak of spaces and you push a puck and it slides onto it. You try to land on something.
And it lands on a random. That'd be cool.
Well, yeah. So you do it, but it's a piece of melting butter.
Oh, and then whatever it lands on is where the butter melts.
Yeah.
Rolls
And
nat
like
one.
it's random, like how far it goes.
Death was full of
You do
chimkin and
that.
made it to the butter stream. Good day. Aw, thanks, buddy. Death, what have you been playing? What you been streaming? All right, let's get annihilated, and then I'll make the wheel, and then I'll raid out.
Okay, so I am going to, tell you, so I can't do the hardest difficulty. I actually haven't unlocked it yet myself.
Loser.
Do you want to do a mission that you've never done, or do you want to do a mission you have done to see the difference?
Oh, one that I have done to see the difference.
Okay. We'll do Inferno again.
Okay.
That was the one where we, what'd you know?
Almost done with Jade Cocoon. Xena Warrior Princess. There was a game? I didn't know that. I'm aware of Lucy Lawless and Xena Warrior Princess. And then there was the other show, Hercules, with what's that guy's name? Something Solo, or what the hell is his name? I don't remember. He was a guy. They voice acted it. All right, let's do it. Hardest difficulty, let's go.
Second hardest.
Second hardest difficulty, let's go. How long do you guys think it's gonna take before I die? Kevin Sorbo, that is his name. Thank you.
Technically, I could throw us on something. I can throw us on the hard weekly stratagem. That would be even harder.
The hard what? The hard stratagem?
Oh, yeah, the weekly stratagem. I think that is technically harder because it has all the modifiers. But I think this would be funnier to just do like a normal mission. Also, the weekly stratagem is a mission you've never done.
Yeah, I want to see one on one that we've done. Death, my brother watched them growing up, and so I caught a bit of, you know, each, but it's funny, he watched, I'm pretty sure he was the same way. He watched like all of Xena and watched, you know, he watched some Hercules, but he thought Xena was a better. I mean, or maybe he just thought Lucy Lawless was attractive, and that's why he watched it.
Alright, do people want to place bets?
Yeah, how long do you think I'm gonna survive in this?
How long till butter gets down?
I'm guessing if I really focus, I'm guessing I can last 30 seconds.
I'm gonna give you a minute.
Really? Okay.
I think you can last a minute.
Like, I'm gonna focus hard. Like, I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, if I really focus. Let's see. Seen all the Golden Girls because of that guy. Golden Girls? Pretty funny. Jesus.
Despite the grip of man.
Everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. I'm just getting poisoned a lot.
For the Imperium of man.
Everything's fine. Hey, is anyone keeping track of time? Oh no, ads! Hold on. Ah! Snooze, snooze, snooze. If anyone's there that can snooze. Mods! If you're there, snooze! Where are my moderators? Thank you. No! Thank you, Dragon. Not only am I still alive, I killed an enemy. Let's go. I'm good at this game. Holy frame rate, Batman. Wait, was it bad? Armor boost. Let's go. Oh, okay, good. I don't know what's happening. Why is he? Oh no, he's calling his friends.
Just keep moving.
He's calling his friends. Oh, keep moving. So don't kill him.
Keep moving. It's just
Okay.
keep moving.
All right.
Yeah. Like, if it's all the way behind us, just keep going. Just keep going.
All right. I'm coming. A little chunky in the last computer. It was very chunky on the last computer. You were being too kind. Oh, look at that parry, baby. You said keep moving, keep moving? Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait. I don't know where you are. Ah! Oh, I see you. I see you. I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. Definitely been longer than a minute. Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? You impressed?
Yeah, we're doing good. I'm taking a lot of health now. So from one dude. Other thing too, if guys have like red, like pulsing mark on their face, that means they're enraged. You can't stun those.
Oh, okay. Oh no, no, no! Help me! Help! Oh, perfect timing. I just got the armor stick back. Oh god, this is not groovy. Oh, execute! Let's go! Boom!
The death flag was actually really useful.
Thank you. I am great at this game.
Behind us.
Oh.
So you see this dude that's like fat, has the gun on him? They will just keep spawning the glowing green dudes that like fly at us.
Oh, yeah. See, Chef, one thing you may not realize about me, but you're gonna learn, is that I actually do better when the difficulty's higher. Nothing? No response?
I'm focusing. You took my execute, I need that.
Should have been faster. Is it like bad form to, I mean, I didn't do that on purpose, but.
In higher difficulty, a little bit, because you're losing armor so fast.
So you like need
everything attacking you. Yeah, it's just like, it's what's keeping you alive, just going. So essentially, in higher difficulty, it's like, the way you view the game is like 1v1, v1, v1, and you just keep going down the line, and you don't look at it as like, I'm fighting a group of things.
Yeah, okay. How's this music going for this? It's like, I don't even know the name of the song. But it is! What it is, oh, I'm dead. I'm super dead. Oh, no, 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 execute! Yeah, give me that armor.
Where should I start?
What it is, ho? What is up? Uh-oh. If you put it down, I'm gonna pick it up, up.
Ah, damn it.
Oh, are you dead? I'm about to be dead too. Oh, no,
yeah,
no, but hold on!
I got...
Armor flag. Oh, wait! No! Well, I lasted long. Oh, I'm getting resurrected! Yeah! Did you get resurrected? Oh, you rezzed me. Got it. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Thank you for snoozing.
Everything's weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, the range dudes that are really fucking me up. When they're enraged, I just can't really do anything against them because I can't stun them. They just do so much
I'm dead. Well, that's a good little run. Respawn in 300 seconds? Oh my god.
Yeah, so the timer goes down when they kill, when you kill Majoris enemies. Which is like the dudes we were fighting, like the timer will like lose chunks, so you need to be killing things. But
all right,
yeah, it's hard. it's really hard.
It's fun though.
Oh, yeah.
Let me go to everyone. Put in the chat, please, the people that are in consideration for raid. I'll put in the people I'm putting in consideration for raid, and I'll make a wheel, and we'll spin the wheel, and then we'll raid whoever the wheel lands on. Where's the easiest wheel? I think the easiest wheel is, what's the thing that's not OBS that I shit on for a while when I first started streaming? Streamlabs, I think. Yeah, Streamlabs. Okay, let me write this down. Fuck Streamlabs. Slabs. look at all that juice. Glitch games. That was fun though. Like, we definitely did better than I thought we would.
Yeah, it definitely, you know, we got a decent chunk of the way through. I mean, we got like a quarter.
Alright. Alright. So let me make this wheel. I like the song. Master Max 165. Never mind. Oh, why never mind? Alright. Then let me make my little thing. Back to arcade gaming. Chef, thanks for playing with me. This was fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe we can play Friday something before you go to Dungeons and Dragons. D&D.
Yeah, we can do whatever.
Okay. Sounds good, buddy.
Down for a bunch. Who knows? Maybe the update will be out Friday.
Maybe. Oh yeah, and enjoy Resident Evil 9.
Yeah.
Alright, buddy. I'll catch you later.
Peace, everyone.
Bye. Alright. I love this idea. No, I haven't spinned yet. I'll put the wheel up so you guys can see it. So you can see that I'm not cheating. That I'm not a cheater. Oh, this guy. I shouldn't say this guy, but I haven't seen this person on stream before, so. Friend slop. What is friend slop? Jacob Full. I sound so crisp now? Really? Oh, thank you. You know what's crazy? Bun, how are you? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I think just my computer, every time I was on, there was something that had to suffer. Either the camera suffered, or the game suffered, or the stream suffered, or the mic suffered. So I think I got a new PC, and now it's just everything's better. We're putting in anyone who's in chat right now. Is this Ed Sheeran? Oh, Bad Habits. No, I did know that, but I knew it by the name of the song because of something. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that. Thank you. Yeah, so it wasn't a mic issue because it's the same mic. It was just... That makes me feel really nice. Thanks, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I was getting to the point where I was streaming, and every time I streamed, it felt like just shit quality, and it was like, man, what am I doing? And thank you to Death, because Death sent me that PC. If you raid during an ad, people will not be rated out. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Oh, probably better audio drivers in there. That's a good point. All right. Any other people? What we're doing is we're doing a new thing where I make a wheel, and it's the raid wheel. And so anyone on the wheel, whoever it lands on, is who we raid. So... so I'm gonna try and be fast. So if there's anyone you want me to put on the wheel who's streaming right now that we could potentially raid, let me know and I'll put them on the wheel. If it takes too long and I miss the opportunity because of ads, I will do it after ads, just so you know, if you guys don't mind waiting. But hopefully I'll be fast enough. There's a lot of people on that I know. that are rating, so, or that are streaming, so. All right. I'm gonna make the wheel. Any last minute additions? Anyone else who wants to get added to the wheel? Oh, that's why. I didn't know that's why you had to raid twice. Oh. Quick, Nikki, go live. I always ask Nikki, hey, if you're getting on soon, let me know, I'll raid you. And then all of a sudden I'll raid out, and 2 minutes later I see Nikki on, and I'm like, Nikki! Thank you guys. You guys made me feel really... I have Fire Machi on the list. I'm sorry your neck's still feeling bad, Nikki. I'm so glad my stuff sounds better. I really was like... I tried to not show it, but you guys could probably tell I was either sad or annoyed. But it just was like, I'm trying to do this, and no matter what happens, something isn't working. So, you know, it was expensive, but thank you. That makes me feel good. Who's doing birthday stream? Last calls. Anyone you want me to raid, let me know. Dragon, I'm doing the wheel. It does sound like you don't want me to do the wheel, but I'm doing the wheel. I like the wheel idea. All right. No, I'm just messing with you. All right. They're all the same. Can we see them? What is the font for blue? Oh, I can do it here. All right. The font for blue is, oh, big. Is it really? Big F? Huh. Nope, that's not right. Blue, I want blue. 10, okay, this, 10. Also, Dragon, you need to go sleep. You need to go sleep. All right, I'm gonna raid out, hopefully before ads. We're gonna see who the wheel ends up on. If you guys can... Where are the turtles? All right. Copy. Copy. And I'm gonna make a browser source. And it's gonna be wheel. It's okay, I get it. I'm stubborn too, so. No, ads start in a minute. Oh, damn it. Hold on, this is the old wheel. Why didn't it save? Yeah, that's the old wheel. That's the Switch 2 wheel from the first Switch 2 giveaway. I think I have to save it. That's probably why. Yep, I have to save it. Invalid hex code for category color. What? Oh, because I didn't put the hashtag. All right, we're gonna wait till after ads. Sorry, I'm so slow. There we go. All right. I'm gonna call it the raid wheel. Yeah, but I like wheels. I'm a big wheel person. Raid wheel. I like trains. Oops, it's a little too big. All right. Wait, did ads even go yet? Or did it do the thing where it's not really ads yet? Now ads started. And my mom's blood pressure's better, so that's good. Thank you. Sorry, earlier I had to, she texted me and did like an emergency, like urgent, call me ASAP. But she's doing better, so everything's good. Yay, good job everybody. I'm so happy that my microphone sounds so much better. It's huge. Thanks everyone for being so supportive and nice. In general, but especially today. Really made me feel better. Yeah, it's super anxiety inducing. All right, ad breaks in 20 seconds. Wow, Dragon, that is really annoying. I don't have to do that. I mean, it's... I get the intention behind it, but... Your dad had chronic high blood pressure. Just gotta watch it. Mine's okay for your age. Yeah, it's most of the time, blood pressure is not an issue when it's high acutely. It can be. It can cause problems. I'm not saying it doesn't. But usually the problems of hypertension is having uncontrolled hypertension or high blood pressure for a very long time. All right. Usually it's increased. That's interesting, Dragon. I am going to close this unless anyone is super opposed to it. Although I do see free. Okay, we'll wait to the end of the round. Is that word future? No. I love the song. All right. We're all great and smart and lovely and amazing. I do love this song. All right, words on stream. Bye. Let's get this wheel up here. I don't have my wheel spin anymore. Just imagine if there's a wheel spinning. Shroom! Let's go raid Shroom! Yay! He's still on, right? Yes. Be really annoying if he wasn't. Gimme, whatever, it's fine. I don't care if he's... It doesn't bother me if he's ending soon. Yeah, because you guys couldn't read that, right? No! He's offline! Alright, we'll spin the wheel again. Wait. Do you guys hear that, Raid? That wheel spin sound? Alright, spin again! Okay, we're gonna replace. Aha. Okay, good call. We're gonna go to the wheel, and I think I can make it bold somehow, but I don't really know how. Oh, font size is max. Can I bold it? All right. Oh, it did spin. Okay, so Shroom. We're gonna replace Shroom's name with Neil. All right, and we're gonna copy this. Copy, and we're gonna boop, boop, boop. Now, did it work? No, I have to refresh it, or I have to save it. I don't know. Save it. Save settings. Yep. And yep. All right, and I'm gonna spin it. Ready? Oh, it is making the sound. Let me remember how to say his name. It's Ewick. Oh my god, for a second I thought Ewick was also no longer... Yeah, Dragon. I couldn't tell if you knew or you were just predicting the future. But Ewick is playing Helldivers 2. Cool, that's kind of like the game we were just playing. So let's go on and raid. I gotta spell this right. Ewick A. Boop. All right, so let's go raid Ewick, and thank you everyone for being here. This was a lot of fun. I don't think I'll be streaming tomorrow. I'll let you guys know when I'm streaming next. It might be Friday, because usually, thank you everybody. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to everyone hanging out. Thank you, Death, for this new PC. Thank you for telling me how everything sounds better. If you are a follower and not a subscriber, please copy and paste Raid 1. If you are a subscriber, please copy and paste any of Raid 2, Raid 3, or Raid 4. I'm gonna do Raid 2. Let's go over to Ewick and say hi, greet him, and thank you everyone for being here. So tomorrow I have a friend coming in town, so I won't stream. Thursday, we watch Avatar: The Last Airbender on Discord. Friday, I'll probably do something. Saturday, we're watching Tremors 5 at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3 with Seal at 6 a.m. on Saturday. And then 11 a.m. Sunday, I'm playing Factorio with Sunday, and then with Jamie, and we'll see what else. All right, bye everyone. Bye Bun. Bye Death. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you. See you later.